I held my wife's lover's baby in the delivery room while he was sleeping with someone else. 5 years later, he tried to take my son away. Can you lose a child you never gave birth to, but raised every single day? This is how it started. The notification lights up the iPad screen while Rebecca's in the shower. I'm reaching for my coffee when I see it, a text preview floating over her home screen. Can't wait for Friday night, the sender, James B. I don't move. The steam from my mug rises between me and the screen. I hear the water running in the bathroom, Rebecca humming something I don't recognize. My hand finds my phone in my pocket. I don't think, I just take a photo of the screen. The shutter sound is silent, but it feels like a gunshot. I take a photo of the screen. I don't know why. I just knew I'd need proof. Rebecca comes out wrapped in a towel, hair dripping. She's smiling, the kind of smile I haven't seen directed at me in months. Morning, she says, breezy. She reaches for the iPad. I hand it to her. You got a message. Her fingers freeze on the screen, just for a second. Then she's unlocking it, swiping, deleting. Oh, just work stuff. James B., I say. Your boss. Yeah, James Bennett, the CEO. Her voice has that edge now, the one that makes me feel stupid for asking questions. We're prepping for the Denver pitch. The message said, can't wait for Friday night. I keep my voice level, curiosity, not accusation. With a kissing emoji, she laughs. It's sharp. God, Michael, it's a joke. Office humor. You wouldn't understand. You work from home. Let me see the full message. No. She clutches the iPad to her chest. This is my work device. I'm not letting you interrogate me like I'm some criminal. The water from her hair drips onto the hardwood floor. Neither of us moves. It's complicated, she finally says. Those 2 words, that's when I know. How complicated? She sits on the edge of the bed. The towel slips a little. She doesn't fix it. I'm pregnant. The room tilts. I sit down in the chair across from her. How far? 7 weeks. I do the math. We haven't had sex in 10 weeks? 11? The last time was awkward, obligatory, anniversary makeup sex that felt like checking a box. It's mine? I already know the answer. I don't know. Her voice cracks. Michael, I don't know. She told me she was pregnant. 7 weeks, and she didn't know whose it was. I pull out the desk calendar, the one I use to track work deadlines and our rare date nights. Rebecca watches from the doorway. March 14th, 17. That's the conception window if she's 7 weeks now. I flip through my notes. March 15th to 16, Rebecca's Denver trip. Business conference, she said. I drove her to the airport, kissed her goodbye, told her to close the deal. March 18th, our reconnection weekend. Her idea. She bought wine, cooked dinner, initiated sex for the first time in months. I remember thinking maybe we were fixing things. I find her purse on the counter. I shouldn't. I do anyway. The boarding pass is still in the side pocket. Southwest Airlines, Denver. March 15th, return March 16th. I set it next to the calendar. You want to tell me about Denver? She doesn't answer. James was there, wasn't he, for the pitch? Yes. Did you share a hotel room? Michael, did you share a hotel room? Yes. Conception window, March 14th, 17. Her trip to Denver, March 15th, 16. Our weekend, March 18th. The math was cruel. The attorney's office smells like leather and old books. David Miller looks younger than I expected, maybe 40, with wireframe glasses and a wedding ring he keeps twisting. So, you want to file for divorce, he says, and your wife is pregnant. 7 weeks. And paternity is uncertain. I'm not the father. I say it with more confidence than I feel. He writes something on his legal pad. We'll need a paternity test. Court ordered after birth. In the meantime, you have options. You can file now or wait until paternity is established. I want to file now. Understood. What about custody? If the child is yours, it won't be. But if it is? I think about Rebecca in that towel, about James Bennett, who I've never met but whose name I already hate, about a baby that might be made of betrayal. I won't raise another man's child. David slides a petition across the desk. Then we'll prepare accordingly. But Michael, he pauses. If there's any chance the child is yours, you need to think about this carefully. The courts don't look kindly on fathers who abandon their biological children. And if it's not mine, then you're free to walk away. He taps his pen on the table. But you won't know that until the baby's born. He asked if I wanted custody of the child. I said I didn't think I'd have a choice. Sarah Wilson shows up at my apartment 3 weeks later. I'm packing boxes. Rebecca moved out last week to think things over at her mother's place. Except Sarah's standing in my doorway, so clearly that's not where Rebecca's been staying. Can I come in? I step aside. Sarah looks around at the half-empty living room. Rebecca took the good furniture. I kept the desk. She's at my house, Sarah says, crying every day, sick every morning. That's called pregnancy. That's called regret, Michael. She sets something on the kitchen counter. An ultrasound photo, black and white blur, a tiny bean shape in the center. 8 weeks now. I don't touch it. I'm not here to defend what she did, Sarah continues. I'm here to talk about what comes next. Divorce, paternity test, custody arrangement if needed. That baby didn't ask to be part of this mess. Neither did I. No, you didn't. She pushes the photo closer to me. But here's what I know about you, Michael. You showed up to every Sunday dinner for 3 years. You fixed my porch railing without being asked. You're the kind of man who shows up. Rebecca didn't show up for our marriage. I know, and I'll never forgive her for that. Sarah's voice breaks. But I'm asking you to think about this baby, not Rebecca, not James, just this baby. I stare at the ultrasound, the blob of cells that's becoming a person who will have Rebecca's eyes maybe, or James's nose. Nothing of me. The baby has a heartbeat now, Sarah says quietly. It's 150 beats per minute. The doctor said that's strong, healthy. Why are you telling me this? Because I need you to hear it. This baby is coming. In about 7 months, this baby will be here. And whoever the father is, biologically, this baby will need someone. She touches my arm. Rebecca's falling apart. James won't return her calls, but you're still standing. I pick up the ultrasound. The bean looks impossibly small. When's the due date? October 18th. And she wants me at the birth? Sarah hesitates. She hasn't asked. I'm asking. Why would I do that? She looks at me for a long moment. Then she says something that breaks me. We don't leave family, Michael, not even when they leave us. I set the ultrasound back on the counter. Sarah leaves it there when she goes. That night, I put it in my desk drawer. I don't throw it away. If you've ever been asked to forgive the unforgivable, to show up for someone who doesn't deserve it, leave a "we don't leave" below. She said something that broke me. We don't leave family, Michael, not even when they leave us. October 18th comes on a Tuesday. Rebecca's water breaks at 3 a.m. Sarah calls me at 3:47. She's asking for you. Why? Because she's scared, and because James blocked her number. I'm at the hospital by 5 a.m. Rebecca's in labor and delivery, room 304. Sarah meets me in the hallway. Thank you for coming. I'm not staying long. But then I hear Rebecca scream, and something in me moves before I can think about it. She's on the bed, gripping the rails. Her face is red and wet. She looks at me and something like relief flashes in her eyes. Michael, I'm here. I don't know why I say it. I'm here. The next 6 hours are a blur, contractions, breathing exercises I half remember from some article I read. Rebecca squeezing my hand until my fingers go numb. The nurses smile at me like I'm doing something noble instead of something stupid. At 11:23 a.m., the doctor says, "One more push." Rebecca screams. And then there's a baby. But something's wrong. The doctor's face changes. "We've got placental complications." She's barking orders at nurses. Someone takes the baby to a warming station. Rebecca's bleeding. There's controlled chaos everywhere. A nurse turns to me with a blue bundle. "Sir, can you hold him while we stabilize Mom?" I don't answer. She just places him in my arms. He's so small, impossibly small, wrapped tight in hospital blankets, a tiny knit cap on his head. He's making these small snuffling sounds, not crying, just breathing, existing. I look down at him. He opens his eyes and looks at me. Just looks. And I think, I'm going to destroy anyone who hurts you. The nurse is taking footprints, filling out paperwork. She hands me a clipboard. "Can you sign here as present at birth?" I sign, "Michael Anderson." My hand is shaking. She places a plastic bracelet on the baby's ankle. "Baby boy Anderson," it says. Rebecca kept her maiden name, Wilson, but apparently the hospital defaults to whoever's in the room. I don't correct them. He opened his eyes and looked at me. Just looked. And I thought, I'm going to destroy anyone who hurts you. Rebecca comes home on day 3. I stay in the guest room. The arrangement is temporary, we tell each other, just until she recovers, just until things are settled, but I'm the one who does the 2 a.m. feedings. Rebecca tries once, then goes back to bed crying. "I can't," she sobs. "I can't do this." So I do it. I mix the formula, Similac, the kind the hospital recommended. I warm the bottle to exactly 98 degrees. I hold him at a 45-degree angle the way the nurse showed me. He drinks and stares at me with those dark blue eyes that haven't changed color yet. On day 4, I change my first diaper. It's terrible. I use half a pack of wipes. The baby, I haven't said his name out loud yet, Logan Michael Anderson, according to the birth certificate Rebecca filled out, screams the entire time. But I do it. On day 5, I buy a pack of onesies, blue, with a cartoon lion that says "Little Man." They're too big. He swims in them. I don't care. On day 6, I set up the crib Rebecca's mother sent over. It takes me 3 hours and 2 YouTube videos. Logan sleeps in it for 45 minutes before waking up crying. I bring him to the guest room with me. He sleeps on my chest. I don't sleep at all. On day 7, Rebecca hasn't changed a single diaper. On day 6, I changed my first diaper. On day 7, I realized Rebecca hadn't changed any. On day 12, Rebecca's packed bags are by the door. "I can't do this," she says again. She's crying. She's been crying on and off for 12 days. "I thought I could. I thought when I saw him I'd feel something. But I don't, Michael. I don't feel anything." "You need time. I need space. Mom said I can stay with her. James is paying for an apartment, just for a few months, while I figure things out." "You're leaving your son." "Our son. Maybe. We don't know yet." "The paternity test is scheduled for next week." "I know." She picks up her bags. "I'll do the test. I'll sign whatever you need. But I can't be here right now." Logan's asleep in the crib. She doesn't go to him, doesn't kiss his head, doesn't whisper goodbye. She leaves an envelope on the counter, inside a check for $5,000 and a note. "First month child support. We'll send more. I'm sorry." She leaves her house key next to it. I watch from the window as she loads her car. Sarah's car pulls up behind hers. They talk for a minute. Sarah looks up at my window. She looks broken. Then they're both gone. Logan wakes up crying. I pick him up. "It's just us now, buddy," I whisper. "It's just us." She didn't ask to take him with her. She didn't even ask to say goodbye. The paternity test comes back on a Tuesday. I open the envelope in my car in the grocery store parking lot. Logan's in his car seat behind me, asleep. He's 2 months old now. He sleeps through everything except hunger. The relevant line is buried in paragraph 3. Probability of paternity 0%. I read it twice, 3 times. Then I fold it, put it back in the envelope, and drive home. I don't call Rebecca. I don't call David Miller. I don't call anyone. That night, I give Logan his bottle, and I realize nothing's changed. The paper says he's not mine. But my hand's no different. I file the test results in my desk drawer, next to the ultrasound photo. I don't look at them again. Rebecca's visits follow a pattern. Week 1, every other day, awkward and short. She holds Logan for maybe 10 minutes before handing him back. He's fussy, she says. He's not. He's just awake. Week 3, twice a week. Week 6, once a week, Sunday afternoons. Week 10, she cancels twice. Work thing. Not feeling well. Week 14, she stops texting before she comes. Week 16, she doesn't come at all. Sarah calls to apologize. She's struggling, Michael. The postpartum depression. She left, I say. 4 months ago. That's not postpartum depression. That's a choice. Sarah's quiet for a long time. You're right. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry. Just tell her to sign the custody papers. Full custody to me. I'm tired of the limbo. She does. The papers arrive certified mail 3 days later. Rebecca's signature, notarized. A short note. You're better at this than I ever was. R. I frame the custody order. Hang it in my home office where I can see it. Logan's 6 months old when the last check arrives. After that, nothing. No calls, no visits, no money, just silence. The first year is documented in objects I keep without planning to. 12 appointment cards from Dr. Anderson, different Anderson pediatrician. Every card has my signature, 2-month checkup, 4-month, 6-month, 9-month, 12-month. All me. Logan's first tooth comes out on a Wednesday. I'm working from home. Software engineering deadlines wait for no one, and he's in his bouncer, gumming a teething ring. He spits something into my hand, a tooth. Tiny, white, impossibly small. I put it in an envelope, write the date on it, put it in the drawer. His first Christmas, I'm Santa, literally. The community center needs volunteers for the holiday photos, and Mrs. Patterson, she runs the infant playgroup, volunteers me. You're good with kids, she says. I've been coming to playgroup for 4 months. Logan and 7 other babies. I'm the only dad. I wear the suit, bounce Logan on my knee. The photo catches us both mid-laugh. Logan's wearing a onesie that says First Christmas. I buy 3 copies of the photo. On Logan's first birthday, 2 people show up, me and his grandmother. Rebecca sends a card, James sends nothing. Logan says his first word on a Saturday. I'm on the floor with him, stacking blocks. He's 15 months old now, walking sort of, more like controlled falling. He grabs my face with both hands, sticky from the banana he just demolished. Dada! I freeze. What? Dada! He says it again, proud. Then he laughs and says it again. Dada, Dada, Dada. I grab my phone, hit record. My hands are shaking. Can you say it again, buddy? Say Dada. Dada! He's delighted by this new sound. Dada, Dada, Dada! I watch the video 7 times that night after he goes to sleep. The next day, 9 times. I've lost count now. It's saved in a folder on my phone labeled Logan Firsts. What's the moment you knew you were someone's parent? Not biologically, emotionally. He said, Dada, 17 times that day. I counted. I couldn't stop counting. Year 2, Logan walks confidently now, runs, climbs everything. I baby-proof the apartment twice. He finds new ways to attempt suicide by furniture daily. Daycare starts. Little Steps Learning Center 3 blocks away. Mrs. Thompson, the director, takes one look at the enrollment form. Only my name, no mother listed, and doesn't ask questions. He'll do great here, she says. He does. Year 3 brings language, full sentences. Daddy, hungry. Daddy, read book. Daddy, I love you. That last one happens out of nowhere. We're in the car, driving to the grocery store. He's in his car seat, kicking his feet. Daddy, I love you. I almost rear-end the Honda in front of me. I love you too, buddy. Okay. Satisfied, he goes back to singing some song they taught him at daycare. Father's Day, year 3. He makes me a card. They do it at daycare. Construction paper, folded in half. His handprints painted like flowers. Inside, in his teacher's handwriting, Happy Father's Day, Dada, and then in crayon, his own attempt at letters. I keep that card in my glove compartment. Every traffic jam, every bad day, I open it. Year 4, Logan asks about Mommy. We're reading Goodnight Moon. For the 1,000th time, the spine is cracked, pages taped, and he points to the book's illustration of the quiet old lady. That Mommy? No, that's a grandmother, like Grandma Sarah. Where my mommy? I close the book. You don't have a mommy right now, buddy. You have me. He thinks about this. Like Tommy? Tommy from daycare. 2 moms, no dad. Sort of. But you just have one parent, me. Oh. He processes this, then, that's better. Yeah? Yeah. You make good pancakes and you always hear. When Logan asked why he didn't have a mommy like other kids, I told him he had me. He said, that's better. Preschool turns into pre-K. Logan's reading now, simple books, but reading. He's obsessed with dinosaurs. Can name 17 species. Corrects adults who call a brachiosaurus a brontosaurus. Different next, Daddy. I know, buddy. Our routine is airtight. Wake up 6:30, breakfast, usually pancakes or eggs. School drop-off 8:15. I work from home until 3, bakshi pickup. Afternoon at the park or library. A dinner at 5:30. Bath at 7 as 2 stories. Lights out by 8 snamahas. Weekends, soccer practice. He's terrible, but enthusiastic. Grocery shopping. He sits in the cart and narrates our choices. Sunday dinner at Grandma Sarah's. She cries every time she sees how big he's getting. I know every kid in his class, every parent. I'm room parent volunteer. I bring snacks. I help with field trips. Last month, I chaperoned the zoo trip. Logan held my hand the entire time. Daddy, look! Triceratops bones! Those are amazing, buddy. Miss Rodriguez, his teacher, pulls me aside. He talks about you constantly, Mr. Anderson. My daddy says this. My daddy does that. You're his whole world. He's mine, too. She smiles. It shows. Kindergarten. Logan's 5 now. Actual school, not just daycare. He picks out his own outfit for the first day. Dinosaur shirt, blue shorts, light-up sneakers. I take 17 photos. Mrs. Patterson teaches kindergarten. Different Patterson, no relation to daycare Mrs. Thompson, but equally kind. Within a week, she knows Logan's favorite color, blue, his best friend, Marcus, and his emergency contact, just me. I am the only number on every form. Father's Day, year 5. Logan makes a poster at school. All about my dad. I find it in his backpack, my dad's favorite color, blue. My dad's job, he makes computers work. My dad is best at hugs. I love my dad because he is always there. There's a drawing at the bottom, 2 stick figures, 1 tall labeled Daddy, 1 small labeled Logan. They're holding hands. Both figures are smiling. I hang it in my office, right next to the custody papers. Logan's 5th birthday party is at our apartment. I invite his kindergarten class. 8 kids show up, plus parents. Sarah brings a cake, chocolate with vanilla frosting, dinosaur decorations. We're halfway through singing happy birthday when the doorbell rings. I open the door. A man in a business suit stands there. 40, maybe. Expensive watch? Confident smile. He's holding a large wrapped box. You must be Michael, he says. I'm James Bennett. The room goes quiet. The other parents sense something wrong. Sarah stands up. What are you doing here? I keep my voice low. Logan's right behind me. It's my son's birthday. He looks past me. Logan, right? Hey, buddy, I brought you something. Logan shrinks back, hides behind my leg. James walks in without being invited, sets the box on the table. It's a remote control car, top of the line. I had to special order it. Logan doesn't move. What do you say, Logan? James crouches down, still smiling. Want to open your present? Logan's hand tightens on my jeans. No, thank you. James's smile falters. Come on, it's a really cool car. He said, no, thank you. I step between them. You need to leave. I have a right. You have nothing. My voice is steel now. The parents are gathering their kids. I don't care. You weren't invited. You have no custody. You're not on the birth certificate. You are a stranger to this child. Sarah appears at my elbow. James, get out of my grandson's birthday party. James stands. The expensive box sits on the table, untouched. He pulls something from his pocket, a business card, hands it to me. Not my card, my attorney's. You'll hear from him. Then he's gone. Logan starts crying. I pick him up. He's getting heavy, 5 years old, 45 pounds, but I hold him anyway. Who was that? One of the parents asks. Nobody, I say. Just nobody. But I look at the business card. Harold Chen, family law attorney. James handed me a business card, not his personal one, his attorney's. 3 days later, certified mail. Petition for custody, James Richard Bennett vs. Michael Thomas Anderson regarding minor child Logan Michael Anderson. I call David Miller. He's still my attorney. We've kept in touch, holiday cards, occasional coffee. He takes my call immediately. They're claiming biological parentage, David says, reading through the petition. They want DNA test, establishment of paternity, and full custody. After 5 years. After 5 years. He's quiet for a moment. Michael, why now? What changed? I don't know. But 2 days later, Sarah calls with the answer. She's been talking to Rebecca. They've reconciled slowly over the years. Rebecca's in therapy now, working on herself. She doesn't ask about Logan, but she hears things. James's wife can't have children, Sarah says. They've tried for 3 years. IVF, everything. Nothing worked. And his father, old money, built Bennett Logistics from nothing. His will has a clause. What kind of clause? Direct heir only. If James doesn't have a biological child by his 45th birthday, the company goes to his cousin. James turns 45 in 18 months. So he needs Logan. He needs Logan. I look at the petition again, the legal language, the demands. Can he win? David takes a long breath. Biologically, he's the father. That's provable. But Michael, you've been the parent for 5 years. That matters. That matters a lot. But can he win? I don't know. Custody cases are unpredictable. Judges favor biological parents, but they also favor stability. And Logan's stable with you. We can fight this. We will fight this. He sends me a fee agreement. The retainer is $15,000. I liquidate my savings account. 2 weeks later, we're in David's office for strategy. We're going with psychological parent doctrine, David explains. Biology doesn't trump everything. You've been the consistent present caregiver. Logan knows you as dad. That psychological bond is legally protected. What do we need? Everything. Every document, every photo, every witness, school records, medical records, financial records, anyone who can testify to your parenting and James's absence. He slides a folder across the desk. Start making a list. I go home and open my filing cabinet. 5 years of everything. Pediatrician appointment cards, 67 appointments, everyone with my signature, daycare enrollment forms, preschool, kindergarten, every form, emergency contact. Michael Anderson, primary guardian Michael Anderson, authorized pickup Michael Anderson. Financial records, every expense for Logan. Food, clothes, toys, books, medical copays, school supplies, 5 years of receipts. I've been meticulous without meaning to be. Bank statements showing Rebecca's payments stopped after month 6. James's payments, 0, ever. Photos. I have 1,847 photos. I know because my phone counts them. 1 for every day? No. Some days I took 10, some days none. But on average, 1 memory per day for 5 years. I start building binders. David calls it evidence. I call it my life. His lawyer said biology trumps feelings. Mine said, we'll see about that. David Miller's office becomes my second home. We meet twice a week for 6 weeks, building the case. The court ordered a psychological evaluation. He says, both you and James will be assessed. Logan, too. What does that mean? A child psychologist will observe Logan with both of you. Interview him, age appropriate, nothing traumatic. They'll also do projective tests, drawing, play therapy. The psychologist reports to the judge. When? Next week, Dr. Ellen Carter. She's fair, thorough. If Logan shows a strong attachment to you and fear of James, her report will be powerful. I go home and tell Logan we're going to meet a nice doctor who wants to play games with him. Do I get a shot? He asks, worried. No shots, buddy, just talking and drawing. Okay, can you come? For some of it, but you'll also spend time with her alone. And I pause. You might spend time with the man from your birthday party. Logan's face closes. The scary man? I've never called James that. Logan came up with it himself. Yeah, the man with the present. But Dr. Carter will be there the whole time. You'll be safe. Will you be there? I'll be right outside the door. He thinks about this, then he nods. Okay, if you're there. Dr. Carter's office has toys everywhere. Child-sized furniture, art supplies, a one-way mirror on the wall that I know is recording everything. She's maybe 50, with kind eyes and gray hair pulled back. She shakes Logan's hand seriously. Hi, Logan. I'm Dr. Ellen. I like dinosaurs. Do you like dinosaurs? His eyes light up. I know 17 kinds. 17? That's impressive. Can you draw me your favorite? She sets him up with paper and crayons. He draws a T-Rex, tongue out, little arms. She asks questions while he draws. Easy ones. What's your favorite food? What do you like to do at school? Who do you live with? My daddy. Tell me about your daddy. He makes breakfast every day, pancakes on weekends. He reads me stories. He gives the best hugs. He's always there when I need him. Dr. Carter writes notes. Always there? Always. He picks me up from school every day, 3 o'clock. He's never late. What about your mommy? Logan shrugs. Don't have one. Do you know why? She left when I was a baby. Daddy said she was sad. It's okay, though. Daddy's enough. Dr. Carter hands him another piece of paper. Can you draw your family for me? Logan draws 2 stick figures, one tall, one small, labels them Daddy and Logan. He draws them holding hands, both smiling. He adds a house, a tree, a sun. Is this your whole family? Yep, me and Daddy. And Grandma Sarah comes on Sundays. What about the man from your birthday party? The one who brought the present? Logan's crayon stops moving. He sets it down. The scary man. Why is he scary? He looks at me funny, like he wants something. I don't like it. Has he ever hurt you? No, but Daddy was upset after. I heard him on the phone. He sounded worried. Logan looks up at Dr. Carter. Is the scary man going to take me away? Nobody's taking you anywhere, sweetie, I promise. This is just so I can understand your family better. But Logan's done drawing. He asks for me. Dr. Carter brings me in. Logan climbs into my lap immediately. The next day is James's session with Logan. I'm not allowed in the building. David insists I stay away. Can't look like I'm interfering. So I sit in my car in the parking lot for 90 minutes. My phone rings. David. How'd it go? Dr. Carter just called. James's session lasted 12 minutes. 12 minutes? Logan had a panic attack, hyperventilation, couldn't catch his breath. She had to stop the session. She's documenting everything: increased heart rate, visual distress, verbal refusal to interact. I close my eyes. Is he okay? He's asking for you. Dr. Carter's keeping him calm, but she needs you to come get him. I'm inside in 30 seconds. Logan runs to me the moment he sees me, wraps around my legs, won't let go. Dr. Carter pulls me aside while Logan sits in the waiting room with a juice box. Mr. Anderson, I need you to understand what I just witnessed. That child exhibited textbook attachment disorder symptoms when separated from you and placed with Mr. Bennett. His physiological response, fight or flight, was immediate and severe. What does that mean for the case? It means I'll be recommending you maintain full custody. James Bennett is a stranger to that child. More than that, he's a threat. Logan's nervous system recognizes him as danger. She hands me a folder. My preliminary report. The final version goes to the judge next week. I read it in the car. The clinical language makes it worse somehow. Subject displays severe attachment disorder symptoms when separated from primary caregiver Michael Anderson. When presented with biological father James Bennett, subject exhibited increased heart rate, hyperventilation, verbal refusal. Conclusion: removal from primary caregiver would constitute psychological trauma. Dr. Carter's report used the word trauma 4 times, all related to James's presence. 3 weeks before trial, Rebecca calls. I haven't heard her voice in 4 years. I almost don't answer. Michael? What do you want? I heard about the custody case. From Mom. And I want to help. I laugh. It's bitter. Help? How, Rebecca? You going to show up now, after 5 years? I want to testify. For you. The line goes quiet. You want to testify for me? I repeat. Against James? Yes. Why? She takes a shaky breath. Because you showed up. Because you're Logan's father in every way that matters. And because... Her voice breaks. Because I made a mistake. I've made so many mistakes. But watching James try to take Logan now, for his inheritance, for his company, it makes me sick. This isn't about Logan. It never was. Not for James. It's about Logan for me. I know. That's why I'm calling. David Miller can subpoena me, or I can volunteer. But either way, I'm testifying. James doesn't deserve him. And you do. No, I don't either. I know that. I signed my rights away. I made my choice. But you never had to choose. You just loved him from day one. I saw it in the hospital. I see it in the photos Mom shows me. She's crying now. Let me do this one thing right, Michael. Let me tell the truth. I look at Logan's drawing on my fridge, the 2 stick figures holding hands. Okay. Okay? Tell David you're willing to testify. He'll prepare you. Thank you. Don't thank me. Just show up. She does. The courthouse is smaller than I expected. Family court, 3rd floor, Judge Marion Foster presiding. James sits at the plaintiff's table with his attorney, Harold Chen. Expensive suits, leather briefcases. James doesn't look at me. I sit with David. Behind me, Sarah, Mrs. Patterson from kindergarten, Dr. Anderson, Logan's pediatrician, Miss Rodriguez from pre-K, Mrs. Thompson from daycare. Every person who's watched me parent Logan for 5 years. James has his wife, Patricia. His father, stern, white-haired stiff. 2 character witnesses I don't recognize. That's it. The bailiff calls court to order. Judge Foster is 60-ish, black woman with reading glasses on a chain. She looks at both tables. This is a custody determination hearing for minor child Logan Michael Anderson, age 5. Mr. Chen, you may present your opening statement. Chen stands. Your Honor, this case is straightforward. James Bennett is Logan's biological father. DNA testing confirms paternity at 99.9%. Mr. Bennett was unaware of the child's existence until recently due to misrepresentation by the mother. Now informed, he seeks to establish his parental rights and provide for his son. Biology is not negotiable. Paternity is fact. Mr. Bennett requests full custody with visitation for Mr. Anderson. David stands. Your Honor, Michael Anderson has been Logan's sole parent for 5 years. He was present at birth. He has primary custody by court order. He has documented 1,847 days of parenting, every meal, every doctor's appointment, every school day, every bedtime story. James Bennett has been absent for 1,847 days. He has contributed 0 financial support. He has made 0 visits. He is a stranger to this child. We're not arguing biology. We're arguing parenthood. They're not the same thing. Judge Foster writes something. Mr. Miller, you're arguing psychological parent doctrine. Yes, Your Honor, Michael Anderson is Logan's psychological parent. The bond between them is established, deep, and legally protected. Disrupting it would cause severe harm to the child. Then let's see your evidence. Call your first witness. David calls me first. I take the stand. Swear to tell the truth. I look at Logan's empty seat in the gallery. He's in a waiting room with Dr. Carter. Won't testify unless the judge absolutely requires it. David walks me through 5 years. The birth, Rebecca's abandonment, the sole parenting. He enters exhibits one by one. Exhibit A, hospital bracelet with my signature. Exhibit B, custody order granting me full legal custody. Exhibit C, pediatric records. 67 appointments, every signature mine. Exhibit D, school records, every form, every contact, me. Exhibit E, financial records, every expense documented. James's contribution, 0. Exhibit F, 1,847 photographs spanning 1,847 days. Chen cross-examines. Mr. Anderson, you're not Logan's biological father, correct? Correct. You have no genetic relationship to this child. No genetic relationship. And yet you claim parental rights. I don't claim anything. I've been his parent for 5 years. That's not a claim. That's a fact. But legally, biology determines parentage. Biology determines DNA. It doesn't determine who shows up at 3 a.m. It doesn't determine who knows his favorite dinosaur. It doesn't determine who he calls dad. Your Honor, the witness is being argumentative. Judge Foster holds up a hand. I'll allow it. Continue, Mr. Anderson. I pull something from my pocket. The hospital bracelet. I've kept it on my keychain for 5 years. This bracelet has my signature on it from day one. I was there from day one. Where was James Bennett on day one? Chen sits down. David stands. Your Honor, I'd like to read something into the record. Father's Day card created by Logan Anderson, age 3, at Little Steps Learning Center. He opens the card, reads aloud, Happy Faithier Sti Dada, with fingerprint flowers, and his voice catches slightly. A drawing of the child and Michael holding hands. The courtroom is silent. No further questions, Your Honor. David calls Sarah Wilson. She testifies to Rebecca's abandonment, to my presence, to every Sunday dinner for 5 years, to Logan calling me daddy from 15 months old. Has Logan ever asked about James Bennett? Never, until 3 weeks ago when James showed up uninvited at his birthday party. What happened then? Logan hid behind Michael. He called James the scary man. He cried after James left. Chen declines to cross-examine. David calls Dr. Anderson, the pediatrician. She testifies to 5 years of well-child visits. Every vaccine, every checkup, every sick visit, everyone with me. In your professional opinion, who is Logan's primary caregiver? Michael Anderson, unquestionably. David calls Mrs. Patterson, Miss Rodriguez, Mrs. Thompson. One by one, they testify. Michael picks up every day. Michael volunteers in the classroom. Michael knows every friend's name, every food allergy, every fear and joy. Logan talks about his daddy constantly, Mrs. Patterson says. It's, my daddy says this, my daddy does that. Mr. Anderson is his world. Then David calls Rebecca. The courtroom stirs. James's face goes dark. His attorney whispers something urgent. Rebecca walks to the stand. She's thinner than I remember, older. She looks at James once, then away. David takes her through the affair, the pregnancy, the abandonment. She doesn't cry. She's past tears. She just tells the truth. Why did you stop visiting Logan? Because I couldn't be what he needed. I was falling apart. Michael was stable, strong, better. She looks at me. He's always been better. Did James Bennett provide support for Logan? No. He paid for my apartment for 6 months, then stopped when I wouldn't see him anymore. He never asked about Logan, not once. Chen stands for cross-examination. Ms. Wilson, you had an affair with my client. Yes. You told him you were pregnant. Yes. Did you tell him the child might not be his? She pauses. I told him there was a chance Michael was the father. He said he didn't care. He said, she stops. He said what, Ms. Wilson? He said if the baby was his, he'd handle it. And if it wasn't, I should never contact him again. And when paternity was established, I sent him the test results. He blocked my number. Chen shifts tactics. You abandoned your child. Yes. You're an unfit mother. Yes. So your testimony is biased. I'm trying to tell the truth. She looks at Judge Foster. Your Honor, I failed Logan. I know that. I signed away my rights. But Michael didn't fail him, not once, not ever. And James... She looks at him with something like disgust. James doesn't want a son. He wants an heir. For his company, for his inheritance. Logan's not a child to him. He's a solution to a problem. Ms. Wilson. I was there when James read the will. His father's will, 3 years ago. James called me crying because Patricia couldn't get pregnant and he was going to lose everything. He asked if I'd gotten an abortion. That's how much he cared about Logan. He asked if I'd gotten rid of him. The courtroom erupts. Judge Foster bangs her gavel. Mr. Chen, do you need to redirect? Chen looks at James. James is pale. No, Your Honor. Sometimes the people who hurt us are the ones who save us. Have you experienced this? The prosecutor asked Rebecca who Logan's father was. She looked at James, then at Michael, the man who showed up. James takes the stand. Chen tries to rehabilitate him. James talks about wanting a relationship with his son, about finding out about Logan only recently. Rebecca hid him from me, he says, which is a lie, and Rebecca's already testified otherwise. David cross-examines. Mr. Bennett, when did you learn Logan existed? About 6 months ago. Rebecca testified she sent you paternity results 5 years ago. I may have received them, but I was going through a difficult time. A difficult time that lasted 5 years. James doesn't answer. Mr. Bennett, how many times have you visited Logan? Once, at his birthday party. How many times have you called to speak with him? The custody situation was unclear. How many, Mr. Bennett? 0. How much child support have you provided? I was unaware custody had been established. How much? 0. 0 visits, 0 calls, 0 support for 5 years. David lets that sit. Mr. Bennett, your father's will requires you to have a biological child by age 45 to inherit Bennett Logistics, correct? That's a private family matter. It's in your petition, Mr. Bennett. You listed it as evidence of your desire to be in Logan's life. So, I'll ask again. Your father's will requires an heir, and you turn 45 in 18 months. Yes or no? Yes. And if you don't have a recognized heir, your cousin inherits instead. Yes. So this custody petition is about securing your inheritance. It's about connecting with my son. Your son whom you've never met. Your son whom you ignored for 5 years. Your son who calls Michael Anderson daddy and calls you the scary man. Objection! Chen is on his feet. Argumentative? Sustained. Mr. Miller, rephrase. David picks up a piece of paper. Mr. Bennett, did you tell Rebecca Wilson, quote, if the baby's mine, I'll handle it, and if it's not, never contact me again? I don't recall. Did you ask her if she'd gotten an abortion when you found out about your father's will? James's face is red. That was taken out of context. Yes or no, Mr. Bennett, did you ask if she'd terminated the pregnancy? Silence. Yes. David walks back to his table, picks up one more thing, Logan's drawing, the one from Dr. Carter's evaluation. He displays it to the court. Your Honor, I'd like to enter Exhibit M, drawing created by Logan Anderson, age 5, during psychological evaluation. The child was asked to draw his family. The drawing goes up on the courtroom screen, 2 figures, Daddy and Logan, holding hands, smiling. Notice who's not in this picture, Mr. Bennett? James says nothing. No further questions. The attorney asked if I thought I had a right to keep James's biological son. I said, no, I have the right to keep my son. Dr. Carter testifies next. She's the final witness. She walks Judge Foster through the evaluation, Logan's comfort with me, his panic with James. In your professional opinion, Dr. Carter, what would happen if Logan were removed from Michael Anderson's custody? Significant psychological trauma. Attachment disruption can cause lasting harm, depression, anxiety, difficulty forming relationships. Logan's entire sense of safety is built around Michael. Removing that foundation would be catastrophic. She enters her final piece of evidence, Logan's drawing from the evaluation, not the My Family one, a different one. I asked Logan to draw my real dad. This is what he drew. The drawing shows me, blue shirt, big smile, labels around the figure, makes breakfast, reads stories, gives hugs. Always there. In the corner, a small figure, crossed out with red X, labeled Scary Man. Logan was unprompted. He created this entirely on his own. I asked him about the crossed out figure. He said, and I quote, "That's not my dad. That's just a man." Judge Foster stares at the drawing for a long time. Was Logan asked to say this? No, Your Honor. This is his authentic perception. The bailiff brought the drawing out. Even the prosecutor looked like he wanted to cry. Closing arguments. Chen goes first. Biology is law. Paternity is fact. James Bennett has rights. David interrupts his own closing to make one statement. Your Honor, there are 3 types of fathers. The man who makes the child, the man who claims the child, and the man who raises the child. He looks at James, then at me. James Bennett made Logan, but he didn't claim him for 5 years, and he certainly never raised him. Michael Anderson didn't make Logan, but he claimed him the day he was born, and he's raised him every single day since. Biology is an accident, but parenthood is a choice, made every single day. Michael Anderson chose Logan 147 times. James Bennett chose him 0. Not the man who made him, not the man who claimed him, just the man who raised him. Judge Foster doesn't deliberate long. 30 minutes. We stand when she returns. I've reviewed all evidence, testimony, and psychological evaluations. This case requires balancing biological rights with the best interests of the child. The law recognizes both. James's lawyer is smiling. He thinks he's won. However, Judge Foster removes her glasses. The law also recognizes psychological parent doctrine. Michael Anderson has been Logan's sole consistent caregiver for 5 years. He has provided financially, emotionally, and physically. He has created a stable, loving home. Logan recognizes him and only him as his father. She looks at James. Mr. Bennett, you are Logan's biological father. This is indisputable. However, biology is an accident. Parenthood is a choice made every single day. She picks up the drawing, my figure with all the labels. You made yours 5 years ago. You chose absence. You chose silence. You chose to treat your biological son as a problem to be solved only when convenient for your inheritance. James is standing very still. The psychological harm of removing Logan from Mr. Anderson's care would be severe and irreversible. I cannot, in good conscience, disrupt this child's life to satisfy your financial interests. She signs something, hands it to the bailiff. Full legal custody granted to Michael Thomas Anderson. James Bennett is granted supervised visitation quarterly pending successful completion of a parenting course and psychological evaluation. Visitation may be increased at the court's discretion if Mr. Bennett demonstrates consistent, child-focused engagement over a minimum of 12 months. She looks at James one more time. Mr. Bennett, you had 1,147 opportunities to be a father. You chose to take none of them. You have no right to take the 1,148th. This court recognizes Michael Anderson as Logan's legal father in all respects. She bangs the gavel. We're adjourned. Judge Foster said, biology is an accident. Parenthood is a choice made every single day. Then she looked at James. You made yours. Outside the courthouse, Sarah hugs me. David shakes my hand. The teachers cluster around, congratulating me. Logan's inside still with Dr. Carter. I go to get him. He looks up when I enter. Did you win? I kneel down. Yeah, buddy, we won. So I get to stay with you? Forever. He throws his arms around my neck. Good. I don't want to live with the scary man. You don't have to. Ever. We walk out together. He's holding my hand. Reporters are there. Local news picked up the story. Mr. Anderson, how does it feel? I don't answer. I just get Logan in the car and drive home. 2 days later, Sarah forwards me a news article. Bennett heir loses position after custody battle reveals 5-year abandonment. The story details the trial, the testimony, the verdict. It went viral locally. Everyone loves a story about a deadbeat dad getting what he deserves. The business section has a follow-up. Bennett Logistics Board held an emergency meeting. James's father, Old Man Bennett, the founder, released a statement. Blood alone does not make family. Responsibility does. My son had an obligation to his child, and he failed. I cannot in good conscience reward that failure with leadership of this company. Effective immediately, James Bennett is removed from succession. Bennett Logistics will pass to my nephew, Richard Bennett, who has demonstrated the character and integrity this company requires. James got nothing. A week later, Patricia Bennett files for divorce. It's public record, grounds irreconcilable differences. She's taking the house, half the assets, and her dignity. James's father released a statement. Blood alone does not make family. Responsibility does. James got nothing. 6 months later, the adoption papers finalize. I'm officially Logan's legal father. Not just custodial, legal. His birth certificate is amended. Father Michael Thomas Anderson. We're at the courthouse. Different judge, different room. Family court, but the happy kind. Sarah's here. David Miller came as a witness. Judge Harrison signs the final order. Congratulations, Mr. Anderson. Logan is officially, legally, permanently your son. Logan's sitting next to me, swinging his legs. He doesn't really understand what's happening. He just knows we're celebrating something. Afterwards, we go to his favorite restaurant, pizza place with arcade games. He's terrible at skee-ball, but loves it anyway. Daddy? Yeah, buddy? Can I change my middle name? Why? Because I want to be Anderson Anderson, like you're my double dad. I laugh. It's the first time I've really laughed in months. You want your full name to be Logan Anderson Anderson? Yeah. Okay. We can do that. We do. The paperwork takes 2 weeks. His new legal name, Logan Anderson Anderson. When I tell him it's official, he grins. Now, nobody can say you're not my real dad. Nobody was saying that, buddy. Good, because you are. Logan asked if he could change his middle name to Anderson. His full name is now Logan Anderson Anderson. Spring comes. First really warm Saturday, I take Logan to the park, the big one with the good playground. He's on the swings, I'm pushing, he's laughing, legs kicking, trying to touch the sky. Higher, Daddy. You sure? Higher. I push harder. He screams with joy. After swings, we sit on the bench. I brought snacks, crackers, apple slices, juice boxes. Logan pulls out his drawing pad. He's always drawing now. He draws quietly for 10 minutes, then hands it to me. 2 figures, one tall labeled Dad, one small labeled me. They're at a park. The sun is bright yellow. Both figures are smiling. For you, he says. Thanks, buddy. It's perfect. You're perfect. I'm not perfect. You're perfect for me. He says it matter-of-factly. Takes a bite of apple. Can we read Goodnight Moon tonight? We read it every night. I know. I like it. I pull the worn copy from my bag. We've carried it everywhere for 5 years. The spine is held together with tape. The pages are soft from hundreds of readings. You want to read it now? Yeah. So we sit on the bench and Logan reads to me. He's 6 now, 1st grade, reading chapter books, but he still loves this one. In the great green room, there was a telephone and a red balloon and a picture of... He stops, looks up at me. Daddy, I can read this whole book by myself now. I know. You're getting so big. But I still want you to read it to me sometimes. Is that okay? That's always okay. He leans against me, goes back to reading. A woman walks by with her kid. They look at us. 2 people on a bench. One small voice reading about the moon and the stars and the quiet old lady whispering hush. The woman smiles. We're just a family. At a park. On a Saturday. That's all we've ever been. That night, after Logan's asleep, I stand in his doorway watching him. The nightlight casts soft shadows. He's clutching his dinosaur stuffy, the one I bought him when he was 2. His breathing is even, peaceful. I think about James Bennett, about Rebecca, about the 5 years it took to get here, about the custody battle and the fear and the nights. I didn't think we'd make it. Sarah's words come back to me, the ones she said in my apartment 6 years ago when Logan was just an ultrasound photo. We don't leave family. She was right. We don't leave family. Not when they're born. Not when they're not ours by blood. And definitely not when they are ours in every way that matters. Logan wakes up Sunday morning and climbs into my bed like he does every weekend. Daddy? Yeah, buddy? Today's Grandma Sarah Day, right? Right. We're going for dinner. Good. I want to show her my drawing. The park one. No, I made a new one. He runs to get it, comes back and unfolds the paper. It's me. Blue shirt, my favorite color, giant smile, standing in front of a house. Next to me, Logan, much smaller, holding my hand. At the top, in his careful 1st grade handwriting, my real family. What do you think? He asks. I pull him into a hug. I think it's perfect, buddy, just like you. Just like us, he corrects. Just like us. He wiggles away, grabs his shoes. Oh, come on, we have to get ready. I watch him run down the hallway. This kid, this miracle, this son, mine, not by blood, not by law. Well, yes, by law now, but that came later. By choice, by showing up, by love. We don't leave family. Not ever. If you've ever been part of a found family, if someone chose you or you chose them and it saved you both, share your story below. We don't leave family, not ever.